Okay, so today we are going to look at this big boy. Now, this is an RTX 3080 Ti. It's from Zotac and it is their AMP Extreme Holo Black model. So this is their top of the line, best of the best 3080 Ti that was ever launched. It comes with some really high-end features like 400 watts of power draw. That is more than a 3090, which is capped at like 350 watts. Also, this card comes with a really innovative design. I mean, just look at this backplate. They have RGB on the backplate. They have dual BIOS and some extra reinforcement for the GPU die area over here. I mean, you just get everything with this card. Plus, these fans are high-end as well. These are three 100mm fans. They can do up to 3300 RPM. So you just cannot get anything better on the market. So let us just put this 3080 Ti through its paces. Let's run some games, check out how it performs in 2023 and find out whether you should buy one or not. Okay, so I have pulled up Fortnite over here. First, we are going to test it in 4K with DLSS set to quality, and everything else is almost set to the maximum. So we are getting 80 FPS. Okay, it's around 82 right now. I'll say that is quite decent. I mean, Fortnite Chapter 4 has really gotten very intensive after the update. Oh, and I just got another kill. Okay, back to what I was saying. Fortnite Chapter 4 is very intensive. It is quite difficult to run a game at 4K. But thanks to DLSS, everything is a piece of cake. Okay, moving on, let's try Cyberpunk. But first, I'll just turn DLSS off. Alright, and let's just... Oh my goodness. 10 FPS, 11, 12? This is a nightmare. Even Cyberpunk is not playable in 4K on a card like the 3080 Ti. Okay, moving on, let's set DLSS to performance, and straight out of the bat you get 50, 53, 55 frames. Great. This is an impressive improvement. It's like almost 5 times. Okay, moving on to Hogwarts Legacy. So 4K, let me just set the graphic settings. Everything's ultra, ray tracing is turned on. Oh my goodness, 14 FPS. This is a slideshow. Oh my goodness, performance in this game is horrible. Like, I'm not saying this is a badly optimized title because yeah, it looks incredible. Just look at these visuals. Oh my goodness, it's down to 6 frames now. The doors are not opening. Come on, open up. What, am I playing on a hard drive at this moment? No, this is a Gen 4 SSD. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we'll have to go have to do some compromises to get a playable frame rate. So everything is set to ultra. I'll just turn off ray tracing. Yep, and that does the trick. We are getting almost around 50 frames right now. Oh my goodness, this game looks so good. Like, single-handedly the best looking game on PC right after Cyberpunk. I think it looks better than Cyberpunk in some places. Just look at these details. Oh my goodness, like, this is without ray tracing. It's unbelievable. Okay, let's move on to Returnal. I just set ray tracing to high. We are not using any form of upscaling and stuff. Everything else is set to the highest. Okay, and we are in 4K. Oh, alright, we're getting at something around 40 frames per second, which is, well, good enough for a game like Returnal. This is a single person game, so obviously you do not need a ton of frame rate in this title either. We're getting something around 45, 46. This game looks so good. Yeah, this is a dark scene, but this game is more or less, has a dark vibe. Okay, let's do some DLSS. I'll set it to performance because we want the best case, and right off the bat, almost double the frame rate. We're getting 82, 83, 84 frames, 85 right over there. And oh my goodness, this game looks so good. Even with DLSS set to performance, I can barely tell any difference. Nvidia has gotten so good with their upscaling stuff. And yeah, we are almost, oh my goodness, we are at 90 frames per second. But again, this is a beam section of the benchmark, so it is really not all that intensive in terms of graphics power. But yeah, overall pretty impressive performance. Let's move on to another game. Let's try Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Next set to ultra. We are running the game at 4K, ray tracing, and yeah, well, that's not bad performance at all. This is 4K and almost 60 FPS in 4K. It is quite plausible. Okay, so we're getting, okay, the frame rate is dipping to the 40s. It's the early 50s right now, again 40s. Okay, not all that good. Okay, let's move on to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because why not? So 4K, high settings, and we are getting 350 frames. Oh, all right. Yes. 40 frames, 60. The frame rate climbed back up again. Smoke is so intensive in this game. Like, there are two sections of the smoke. One is right up ahead. Smoke is just super intensive in the title. Alright, that was for it. 350 frames. CSGO is not a problem. Let's move over to F1. We're running it at 4K for the first run. No DLSS. Highest settings. Oh my goodness, we are getting 40 frames per second. This is great performance. F1 22 is a really demanding game and it looks superb. Just look at the visuals. It's raining. The rain effects are awesome. Just look at the details on the car and the environment. This is the best looking F1 game ever made. And even the 3080 Ti can run it at 4K, almost 50 frames per second. This is quite impressive. I'm impressed by the 3080 Ti's 4K capabilities, to be honest. Alright, let's do a bit of DLSS. I'll set it to performance. Everything else is set to ultra high, the highest in the game. Okay, let's test the performance, and wow, yeah, it's twice again. So we're getting somewhere like around 40 frames in the without DLSS, and now it's over 80. Oh my goodness. I'll have to say that DLSS is really starting to impress me. Like, not even DLSS 3 or any of the new frame generation stuff, just the OG one works like a charm. Like, with DLSS into performance, you can barely tell any difference in the visuals. Like, if you ask me, it looks quite the same, but just look at the frame rate difference. Alright, so that was all for the games. The 3080 Ti is a beautiful competitor for 4K gaming. You can easily choose it over like a 4080. But obviously you're not going to get stuff like frame generation and all of that. So I say that if you have the money, go for the 3080 Ti. This is a beautiful card. And with that said, I guess this video has come to an end. I'll see you in the next one.